Welcome, it's Denome. You're watching This Week in Crypto, a show where we talk about Bitcoin, Ethereum, and altcoins. We're going to talk about the biggest news that happened in the past week, as well as at the end of the video, I will give some predictions for Bitcoin and altcoins going into the coming weeks, for basically showing altcoins that I think can pump in the short to medium term as well. And for this week, I'm expecting the Bitcoin to actually make pretty big moves, and I will show basically a reason why a lot of institutions will probably start to FOMO into Bitcoin at a faster pace than before. But before we show all of that, let's talk about the Bitcoin price right now. So Bitcoin last week actually broke through this structure here with really good volume. So in my opinion, the breakout has been confirmed to the upside. We are now testing this previous trend line here. So for this week, it also supports the idea that we're going to see big moves for Bitcoin. So last week, I told you guys that altcoins will probably behave pretty well in this kind of environment when Bitcoin is basically going sideways. And that's pretty much also exactly what happened. So we saw Dogecoin go up by hundreds of percent. Uniswap went up by 100% and so forth. I will show those also later on in this video. But altcoins had really good runs last week. Unfortunately, some of the altcoins or most of the altcoins that I personally hold in my portfolio did not perform that well last week. So even though Bitcoin is gonna or probably will pump this week, I do hope that the altcoins that I have in my portfolio will perform well as well. And I do have some supporting information for them to actually pump pretty good this week. So we'll see how that goes, but I will talk about that later on in this video as well. But all in all, Bitcoin is looking super good in my opinion for this week. Next, let's talk about the news basically that happened. So the biggest news from last week is basically Wall Street bets. And I'm not going to talk about everything that happened here. I already made a separate video explaining exactly what happened here. Currently, they have 7.7 million people here, and they went basically against hedge funds and caused one of the biggest short squeezes in 25 years. And that's what happened there. And then big tech hedge funds tried to suppress this movement. And from that, a lot more people actually were exposed to cryptocurrencies as well. So this is good for crypto, and some exchanges like Binance, they had to hold withdrawals for a while because they had so many new signups. And crypto.com basically also said that they had record week of new signups. And Celsius Network, I saw that they had like 12,000 new signups last week, and out of those 2,600 became actual depositors on the platform as well. So all in all, Wall Street bets movement is really helping cryptocurrencies as well as the DeFi, decentralized finance future as well. So all in all, really good move here. Next, Reddit just 4 days ago announced a partnership with the Ethereum Foundation, and this is not really anything new in my opinion. They were already partnering up with basically getting the community points that you can get by being active on Reddit. They want to get those on the Ethereum blockchain, so people have more ownership of the community points and rewards that they can get from individual contributions, and they hope to share some exciting announcements over the next few months as well. So I think they're working with layer 2 solutions. We don't exactly know what this means, but all in all, it's super good that one of the biggest platforms to get people together is working on Ethereum integration. So all in all, this is a really good step towards a DeFi and decentralized finance and blockchain as well. Next, a lot of influencers, a lot of big people like Elon Musk, he actually changed his Twitter bio to Bitcoin, and this is one of the reasons why we saw the massive breakout with high volume here, mainly caused by Elon Musk changing the bio. Also, you can see Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, having the Bitcoin here, and you can see Mr. Beast, who is one of the most popular YouTubers on the planet, has the Bitcoin hashtag on his Twitter bio as well. So more people are getting exposure to Bitcoin and Ethereum through these different channels here, and this is good, of course, for adoption. Next, let's talk about the institutions. So Grayscale is reopening Ethereum Trust because of the altcoin registration bonanza. So they have opened new filings for the Delaware corporate registry for different altcoin funds, basically Aave, Cardano, EOS, Uniswap, and Polkadot, and other ones as well, like Cosmos, and I think, let's see, they had other ones here, Cosmos, Cardano, Monero, and some other ones, Basic Attention Token, Decentraland, XTZ, Chainlink also. So that doesn't exactly mean that even though they make a filing, that they will actually make it into a product to the market. So we'll see which ones eventually become products. But again, this is just a good adoption for altcoins. Of course, if institutions can buy altcoins, then more people will have the ability to actually buy this and more money will enter the market as well. So all in all, good movements from Grayscale. And they also said here that they are expecting a tidal wave of capital to flow into crypto. But for this headline here, I would be a little bit cautious because Grayscale, you have to understand that they are selling cryptocurrencies now. So of course they want people to be bullish. So when Grayscale gives an announcement, I would be a little bit hesitant because they have a vested interest to actually pump the price, not only to pump their own bags, but to also get more customers in their platform. So yes, this is good, but I would be a little bit careful to just take it as face value. And if we take a look at the Grayscale investment holdings, last 7-day moves and 30-day change, they have added a lot of Bitcoin in their portfolio. They have actually been slowing down the adoption of Bitcoin in their portfolio, as well as Ethereum has actually gone down in their portfolio. So I don't know why Ethereum is trending downwards and Bitcoin is pretty much slowing down as well. It could be because of what MicroStrategy is doing. So let's talk about this one. And this is basically one of the biggest reasons why I think this week Bitcoin can actually have a really big moves for adoption and so forth. So what happens is MicroStrategy CEO is claiming here that thousands of executives want to buy Bitcoin. So on the first week of February, basically on 3rd and 4th of February, they will host an event that they hold annually. And in that event, I will show that soon, they will expose exactly their own playbook, how they are acquiring Bitcoin, how they hold it, and how do they give the legal guidance, how you can do it in a legal way. So they show this for everyone who is their customer and their partner in that webinar, seminar, event as well. So let's talk about exactly what the event is. You can come to this website here, MicroStrategy website, and see the whole agenda. But they every year have more than 1,000 people attending this event, and you can see the full agenda here. So let's take a look at that one. So this is the agenda for the first day on February 3, and you can see that Bitcoin is only one of the actual topics of this day. So even though they have thousands of people attending, I don't expect Bitcoin to be driving most of the people into this event. I'm sure there will be hundreds of people interested in Bitcoin, but I don't think everyone will be, because these events are happening at the same time with these different topics here. But all in all, if we take a look at what they're talking about Bitcoin, they're talking about Bitcoin as an investment strategy. They give a corporate strategy. They give financial considerations for Bitcoin. They give legal considerations as well as accounting and tax considerations for corporations, basically showing their whole playbook, how they play the Bitcoin game and how they were able to increase their share value so much just by holding Bitcoin or changing their treasury to Bitcoin through last year. And on the 4th of February, you can see that now the different Bitcoin and cryptocurrency custody companies have their own presentations on February 4th. So Binance will have their own, Coinbase will have their own presentation, Kraken, Nudik, Fidelity, Genesis, Grayscale, Gemini, Paxos, and Galaxy Digital will have a presentation here as well. So all in all, I do think many people and many companies will actually start to consider buying more Bitcoin after this. So maybe after they see this, maybe the Grayscale investment BTC holdings will go up as well after the event has happened, and they have the information how to do it in the proper manner as well. So all in all, I'm pretty bullish on this, even though I don't think every single one of those attendees will see the Bitcoin information here. Next, all these things that are happening, you would expect to see more people or more interest on Bitcoin on Google Trends. So this is a little bit worrying to me that the Bitcoin interest is not actually going up, even though Wall Street Bets thing just happened last week, as well as you have so much more institutional interest here. Bitcoin is not trending up, and even if you search crypto, that is not really trending upwards. I would not put too much consideration into this, but I just think this is at least interesting that the interest has dropped for Bitcoin. So just interesting in my opinion. It can be also because the Bitcoin price has been trending downwards. So maybe some people have lost interest because of that. You don't see the green candles every single day. That could be a reason as well. Next, let's talk about the OnChain Analytics. And Willy Woo, he actually shared a lot of these analytics here. So I'm just going to go through these, as well as we're going to take a look at the Bitcoin on exchanges balance as well soon. So SOPR, I also showed this last week. It touched the 1 mark here. And after that, basically resetting the how do you say it? Resetting the indicators. So this is good when SOPR hits 1 during a bull market. So the price has less resistance going upwards as well, because people are selling at a loss when it's below 1. So most people are no longer in profit. So the resistance is a little bit softer going upwards from here. Next, you can see the Bitcoin on-chain RSI. We are basically hitting the lower trend line here. So from here, you can see from the 2017 bull run, whenever it visited the lower end of this RSI channel, then we had a really aggressive move to the upside as well. So for that reason, this indicator is quite interesting. And if we take a look at the new members using the Bitcoin network, you can see that new entities are growing faster than are growing fast at least. So that's good. More people are entering the space. And now let's talk about the Bitcoin on all exchange reserves. So this is showing how many Bitcoin are held in exchanges. And the more Bitcoin are held in exchanges, it means that people want to trade their Bitcoin. But when Bitcoin is out of the exchange, it means they usually want to hold their Bitcoin in a wallet or use it for DeFi purposes or something else, and not really sell their Bitcoin. You usually want to sell your Bitcoin if you have it, if you hold it on the exchange. And this is actually trending downwards once again, or at least, well, I should say going sideways. So this is good that people are not wanting to sell their Bitcoin. So people are still on the hodl mode with Bitcoin. So now that more people are buying it, I do believe that the price has really good potential to go upwards from here as well. So all in all, Bitcoin is looking super good. Now let's talk about some of the altcoins here. So from the let's take a look at through the market cap. So we take a look at the biggest coins on the market. So Bitcoin, of course, last 7 days, it only went up about 1%. Ethereum is down a little bit. XRP is pumping because of the Wall Street Bets movement. XRP army basically hijacked they somehow were able to convince people to, for some reason, pump the price of XRP. And I don't know exactly why, but people are buying XRP just because of the memes. So that's what happened there. Dogecoin had the same thing here as well. DOT is going down a little bit actually. So you can consider actually getting into DOT right now, because it is about 20% down from the all-time high as well. And it's been going sideways here as well. So Polkadot could be interesting for this week. Some of the coins that I talked last week was Cell token. It's actually down a little bit. So if you want to get into Cell, I do think this price level it's just amazingly good in my opinion. Sushi is going up. CRV, this is one of the tokens that I'm most bullish on right now. And because the market cap here is only $500 million. But if we take a look at DeFi Pulse, you can see a listing of different DeFi protocols. You can see Curve, which is the CRV token. You can see the locked value in their smart contracts is almost $3 billion, which is the same almost the same with Uniswap. So Curve Finance is almost as popular as Uniswap here, based on locked value. So Curve market cap is only $500 million, while Uniswap market cap is $5 billion, which is exceeding the value locked in their smart contracts. So in my opinion, Uniswap is overvalued compared to its real value, in my opinion, but CRV is undervalued. So in my opinion, this week CRV is one of the best things that I've seen on the market, just in my opinion. Next, let's talk about something else. Swap. This was the token that I actually talked last week. So it was pumping about 30% last week, but the pump it had throughout last week was actually a little bit higher. So let's take a look at the last 7 days. You can see it had this massive pump to $1.3. So if you got swap through last week, you are up pretty significantly. So swap did pretty well last week. Band is up slightly from last week, not by a mile, but for me, Band is looking super good. So if we take a look at Band, I can say I would. This is one of the holdings that I'm happy to hold. So if we take a look at Band USD, you can see that we are basically in this the symmetrical triangle here, and it's just looking really good. The volume is spiking upwards already, and I don't know. In my opinion, Band is looking super good, and the market cap here is only $200 million. So I'm holding Band for now, and I do expect it to go up this week as well. And finally, the final coin that I want to talk about. Well, I can show Auto. I will make a video about Auto platform this week. It's a protocol on Binance Smart Chain. It's a yield farming platform. I will make a separate video about this platform here. But the Auto coin, I bought it here at about $120 mark yesterday, and it's already up quite significantly. The yield farm is actually pretty legit, and yeah, I will make a video about this one. But the final coin that I want to talk about today is none other than Ethereum. So let's talk about Ethereum. So if we take a look at Ethereum USD, you can see this formation here. So this is a ascending triangle pattern, and for now we're testing the lower limit of this. So if we're gonna test the upper band one more time, I do think that the resistance will break. So I do believe that Ethereum has very high upside for this week. Just for the Ethereum Foundation announcement with Reddit, and all the fundamentals are looking good for Ethereum. Just the Grayscale is not buying Ethereum is a little bit worrying for me. And if we take a look at a longer view here, you can see we were basically on the same exact pattern here, and it actually broke to the downside here. And after it broke to the downside, it just shook off the weak hands, and after that it started its massive bull run, which was about 150% to the upside. So even though if this breaks to the downside, I would not be too scared, in my opinion, because Ethereum has just so much demand right now. But the network for Ethereum is completely fucked because of the gas fees and the congestion on the network. So the network is pretty crap, but the coin itself, I think it's looking good. So this could be a decent pick here. And if we take a look at ETH versus Bitcoin here, you can actually see the hidden bullish divergence here. So the price is trending upwards while the RSI is trending downwards. So you can see a divergence in the indicator and the price. So for me, Ethereum is looking good on the ETH BTC chart here as well. So if we zoom out, the potential upside, in my opinion, is, let's go to the daily view so we can get a better glimpse. So we're in this channel here. So the upside for Ethereum versus Bitcoin is about 35%. So I think Ethereum can outperform Bitcoin. So that's why I wanted to show Ethereum here as well as a potential for this week. But all in all, Grayscale will not talk about Ethereum. So even though the chart is looking good for Ethereum, just because the Grayscale is only going to talk about Bitcoin, I would be a little bit careful if I want to get into Ethereum or even any other altcoin in the market right now. In my opinion, Bitcoin is one of the best things to actually hold. banned Bitcoin and some other outliers that haven't pumped yet are still decent in my opinion. But for this week, Bitcoin is looking really, really good to prime for a pump. So that's basically all my thoughts for this week. Of course, there are the risks here, and things don't always go as I plan. So be prepared for the downside as well. Don't go all in. Always have money on the side to buy the dips if the dip actually happens, because these things are never guaranteed to work, and sometimes you just get fucked because of random things that happen on the market. Anyway, that's all my thoughts for this week's update video, and I will be making a video or a few videos this week. I've already planned them, so look forward to those as well. Anyway, that's it for this video. Consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, and I will see you on the next week. On the next video.